Duke, Reid,
Hey,
congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
They all feel good, I imagine, when you end up with the trophy at the end. Your mantle's getting a little crowded at this point, but
There's always room for one more.
exactly, and you can always just buy a bigger mantle, I suppose. But in this tournament, as you often do, you just decided, you know what, I'm done playing what's good, or what's the best, or what's commonly accepted, I guess, as the best deck, especially this morning with Sneak and Show. You played what you knew, which is often the correct way to go, and some of your favorite cards. You played, it wasn't even no Bant, it was like Maverick with blue in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So why did you decide to play that in this tournament?
Well, exactly like you said, I came here, with the purpose of being really cutthroat in the Invitational, and then when I did make the top 8 of the Invitational, I had this tournament, and I'm not to say that I didn't take this tournament seriously or that I didn't try my best, but the point was that I wasn't going to sit here and grind it out for 12 hours after already working hard like all weekend. I just wanted to play something that I knew I would enjoy and have fun with, and hence I picked the Bant deck.
Sure, and so this deck is it's basically, it looks a lot like a Maverick deck, but then it has Jace.
Yeah.
Right, and so that's basically what the game plan is that you sort of build up the board with Knight of the Reliquary and some exalted creatures, but you have the blue late game stuff to be able to put it over the top. Is that generally how the deck typically plays out?
The key card in the deck, in my opinion, is Noble Hierarch, and just by coincidence, it produces blue mana, but also casting Jace before you're supposed to be allowed to cast Jace is one of the easiest ways to get, like nice smooth wins in Legacy. That plus the blue gives you like a number of powerful sideboard options against combo, which is traditionally going to be your hardest matchup.
Sure. Speaking of combo, you played Reanimator in the semifinals, which I wrote written coverage for, and there was a very entertaining game 1 that looked like you were just dead. He had a turn 2 Gristlebrand, and you managed to play the game in such a way that you were able to get him for exact damage about 3 turns later. Tell me about that game.
Well, I know from my experience playing Reanimator, it's not exactly the same as the other combo decks in Legacy, in the sense that you combo off, you do it really quickly and really consistently, but you don't necessarily win the game 100% of the time that you combo. So what happened was Rob cast Reanimate on Grizzlebrand, lost 8 life. He was down to like 8 or 7 life or something, and with a deck filled with combo pieces and not that much actual removal or business, what happened was he attacked me a few times with Grizzlebrand, got unlucky in his draw steps, and I was just able to kill him with Knight of the Reliquary. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, when you reanimate a Grizzlebrand and then pay 7 life, you're already down 15 at that point, so you don't have a whole lot of room for error, and he unfortunately for him, fortunately for you, it was a stumble a little bit, and you were able to get him for exact damage with an 8/8 Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah, the lesson is never give up.
Right.
Who knows what Dryad Arbor and Noble Hierarch can turn into a few turns later.
Absolutely, yeah, and that was the early parts of that game, and hanging out with you in the castle, I know that's one of the in Ireland. That was one of the main things that the team members said, is that a lot of people would scoop in situations like that, or try to save time, try and save energy, and not play for the 2.5% of the time that you can randomly pull those games out. But you play 100% until you're actually dead.
Yeah,
which I think
that's what it's all about, really. Yeah. I mean, why even play if you're not going to try your hardest?
Fair enough. And so that's the end of this tournament. That's the end of this weekend. What do we have coming up for you soon?
Well, the Legacy Grand Prix on the horizon, and I'll have to, explore some new ideas and maybe see if the Bant deck can hold up to the tough competition that's going to be there. But yeah, beyond that, there are a few more Grand Prix in the United States and Invitational in Las Vegas coming up in a few months. So I'll be working hard on Standard and Legacy. Absolutely.
And one last question. Our interviewing got quite the response so far. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay,
no,
it's really, it's good stuff. If you guys should check it out on YouTube. You're especially good in it, and the directing is very good. Shout out to Connor O'Donnell for doing that. It's very nicely done. Right. And so congratulations once again, Reid.
Thanks a lot,
Reid Duke, your Legacy Open champion. Congratulations again, and we're going to toss it back to the booth. That's it for me from the sideboard.